Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode number 1178, 1178. Guess what? We're going to talk a little more Bowman today. A little more Bowman talk today because it is Bowman week and I love Bowman and I bought retail. I bought hobby. I want to compare the two. I've long said retail's probably the better buy when it comes to Bowman, unless you're chasing the shiny autos and the big hits. Truly a gamble when you buy hobby. Or is it? Or is it? So I have ripped 10 blasters. I have ripped 3 hobby boxes. And today I'm going to tell you what the answer is. Is it better to buy hobby? Is it better to buy retail? I'll have your answer. James already has his answer. Mine a little different. I'm not going to be as what's the word I'm looking for? I'm lost. I'm at a loss for words. So we're going to talk Bowman today. It's starting day 4 of my healthier lifestyle. I don't really notice a difference. I do, but not like. And I think after like just 3 days, you're probably not really gonna notice. In fact, I might just be not constipated, but at on edge because of the lack of caffeine. Haven't been drinking caffeine, with the exception there is some caffeine in the mushroom coffee. I'm just drinking my mug, which is about a cup and a half, maybe a cup and 3/4 of mushroom coffee. No sugar, no alcohol, no frozen pizza. So it's been a journey, man. Then you're like 3 days. It's like 3 days for me to not go without any of those things. I mean, caffeine's a daily thing. Sugar, not really a daily thing for me. And alcohol every couple days. So we'll see. So we'll see how this all goes. Now, this weekend is going to be a little different. You know, I'm going to be hitting the drive-through on the way to the card show. I'll be at Loves Park, Illinois Indoor Sports Center. Let's roll that banner for you. May 11th, this Saturday, Indoor Sports Center, Loves Park, which is next to Rockford. I'll have dollar boxes. I'll have quarter boxes. Come out and see me. I think there's going to be 200 tables at the show this Saturday. What else? I'm picking up a Goodwill pallet today. I'll be shipping my ass off today. I've still got some Bowman to list. I've got some paper and some chrome still to list. But I wanted to get the hits. I opened my 3 hobby boxes yesterday afternoon, a little later than normal. I'm expecting them to come at like 11:30, like my retail did on Monday. Wasn't the case. Not delivered till like 3:30, but better to be delivered at 3:30 than the next day. So I did rip my Bowman. A lot of shipping, a lot of listing. What else is going on? We did do for dinner last night. We did do the ahi tuna steak salad again, but this time as an appetizer. Did grill some burgers. My wife's like, we had options last. Usually it's like, well, this is what we have. So had options, and I'm like, well, how about we do? Because we've got the tuna steak's gonna go bad if we don't consume it soon. So let's do that as an appetizer, and then we'll just do a burger. Because I always like to have an appetizer, with my burger. I'm not taking red meat out of my diet. Not gonna happen. So, but this weekend I'll probably hit the drive-through at Dunkin', get my breakfast sandwich and a coffee. And And again, I'm not completely taking coffee out of my life. I just need to hold back and not drink a pot a day, right? So I'm drinking the mushroom coffee. I guess I could make the mushroom coffee. I guess I could eat a healthy breakfast before I leave and not hit the drive-through, save a few bucks. Maybe I'll do that and just take the mushroom coffee in my mug on the drive down to Rockford on Saturday. Then I'll be heading to Anawan for Mother's Day weekend. So after the show on Saturday. So so no Hobby Evolution Saturday morning or Sunday morning. We'll be back to review the card show on Monday morning. So yeah, basically a lot of shipping, a lot of listing yesterday. I did I think I've sold out. I think I still have two more set. I think I have two sets on the shelf and I've got to ship them out. So I think all of my factory sets that I bought in that were part of my purchase a couple weeks ago have all sold. And I'd have to, I guess I could go look all orders, and we'll see. I'll tell you the gross sales on these factory sets. I think I titled them all factory sets. So if I type in factory set, okay, so we had, where's that one at? Oh, factory set variation. Okay, so 50, 100, 140, this was part of it, but it's not a factory set, so we won't count it. 140, 190. I'm missing an older one. I'm missing like the big one. There was a $200 one. All right, so 50, 100, 140, 190, 390, 490, 590, 640, 790, $800. So $800 gross on the factory sets that I just thought, these are just a throw in. So not bad. The total purchase price of the entire collection was $1,200. So not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. So yeah, and I've got picking up the Goodwill pallet today. We'll see what's in that. I'll do that this afternoon. So my agenda this morning is ship, and get this area cleaned. We've got cleaners coming Monday, so I don't want to come home to I'm gonna clean for the cleaners. Plus, I'll need an empty pallet for my pallet. And Low Roller Scratcher for the next 2 weeks is going to ask, what's in your Goodwill pallet? Any Bitcoin in the Goodwill pallet? So, there was something I was gonna as I looked over here, there was something I wanted to mention. So let's go into the chat. Good morning, Kyle. What's happening? Victor's in the house. Good morning. A rainy Chi-town, a rainy Madtown also. I woke up this morning to heavy rain hitting the windows. And I'm like, is that rain? Which sucks because my grass is super long. We do have the company coming to start mowing the yard. Was hoping it'd be today. It's not going to be today because of the rain. Grass is going to grow. It's like, God, please come soon. Because we look like that. I get at least now I can blame it on No Mow May, which I think they've scaled that back a little bit, and they're like, okay, you've got to mow. You can't go 31 days without mowing. How about mow less May? And I think that's kind of how they've redesigned the wording for No Mow May, at least around here. So I can say, it's just No Mow May. Don't worry. It'll get mowed. We're participating in No Mow May. At least I have an excuse. Legit. Porter's in the house. Good morning. James says retail for the win. We're going to talk about it today. Bowman, hobby versus retail. And I'll give you the final answer. And I have cold hard facts. Not really. Herman's in the house. What's going on? East Coast Tom is here. What's happening? Good morning to you. Dragon, AGI. What's up? David, good morning. Herman says, bad weather here, pitch black at 8:15. Yeah, we've had more ugly days than pretty days here this week. Monday, we started out where I'm like, oh, wow, it's going to tornado out there. It's just, it looks like, actually, as I look out with all the tall green grass I have outside in the backyard, and the trees are now bloomed, and the ugliness outside, it looks like the Pacific Northwest. It's just been gloomy all week. Rain, rain, rain. You've got the gray skies and the bright green foliage really popping. James wants to know, what did you get for the Dominguez? So I did pull the Bowman anime, which is it's not even a case hit. I think they fall every 2.5 cases. And I pulled the Jason Dominguez anime in the 55 Bowman style, which is so freaking cool. I wish there was a Cubs on that checklist. It sold for $299. I had 6 offers. As of this morning. And most of them were like legit offers. I had a couple low ball, like I think I had $100 or $200 offers, which wasn't, that was just get out of here. Like right after I listed it, I had a $225 offer, and I'm like, oh, that's actually a reasonable offer. We'll see where this goes. And then last night I had a $299 offer come in, and that was the best of the 6. So this morning I accepted $299 for the Jason Dominguez Bowman anime. Orlando's here. Good morning. George is in the house. What's happening? Philly Joe, good morning. Happy Thursday. Christian's here. Good morning. You would be better by dropping the red meat and keeping the coffee. You're not my doctor. That's a non-starter. Zach and Porter says, what type of dedication path will Bo take? The LRS Bitcoin route or the nostalgia rip video route? One is an unstoppable force and one went away like NBA Top Shot. Zach is referring to the now defunct nostalgia rips that it actually kind of went with the it was around the same time I was back collecting wrestling, like not collect. I guess I was collecting them, wrestling magazines. But I did a series of 6 or 7 nostalgia rips, and I would rip, like I ripped a pack of Simpsons cards. I ripped a pack of, I don't know, just random cards, but it just wasn't enjoyable to me. It seemed in theory, it seemed like a much better idea than when put into practice. So no more nostalgia rips. Let's see. Low Roller Scratcher says Bitcoin and crypto is taking a break for a few months. It will start going up later this fall. Look for a 4-year cycle of Bitcoin. There you go. The crypto wizard, Low Roller Scratcher. What type of sets were sold? Factory sets, like the Topps factory sets. I sold, do I still have it up on my screen? I don't. Can I hit the back button and go? I can. So I sold a 2018 Topps factory set. That was the first to sell. The 2022 parallel version, which I don't know if it was a parallel version, but it's the 1 in 3 chances of a parallel set. A 2021 version with 1 in 3 are a parallel set. 2023 Topps, the purple Target version. A 2020 Topps with the chrome rookie variation. 2019 orange Target version. And the 2017 with the Judge rookie. So those are the sets that I sold. And I think I still have one, like from my own, that I've just had. I think I have 1 or 2 that I went out and bought during those times. Unfortunately, it wasn't a 17 or 18 or even 19, which those are the higher dollar sets. The 2020 to current, they're basically the same as retail. And after, so if you bought them at retail, if you bought them for retail price and went to sell them today, you would lose money. Because I think on those I was getting $50, which they were part of a collection, so I wasn't paying retail. Kyle says, I'm hoping for some NASCAR in that pallet, but not so much. You tell me you have a whole pallet of NASCAR. Yeah, we don't want a whole pallet of NASCAR. Let's see. Low Roller says, why do you auction next Monday for wrestling? I thought this Monday. I did a 10-day auction because it was Friday night when I decided to list all of them. And Friday nights are the least, in my opinion, the worst time to end auctions, Friday nights. But 10 days wraps up on Monday night, and Monday nights are one of my favorite nights to end auctions. So, plus it hits 2 weekends. Friday nights are good to start auctions. So that's why. Sal Dougie, good morning. Zach says, no Mo May is a total farce like seatbelts. Mikey in the house, what's going on? I definitely think it's Bowman retail based on my results. Stay tuned and I'll share mine. Flawed Thinker, good morning. Pulled a nice Dylan Cruz purple auto. Woo-hoo! That's a monster. But so many supers have been pulled, and they've been pulled so early that I feel the product is going to die faster than others. I am shocked at the amount of big hits already. We're not even 24 hours into release. Quote, air quotes. A lot of people were getting them Friday and Saturday. But yeah, there's been the Dylan Cruz non-auto super has been pulled. I saw another the Junior Caminero rookie super, which is not a big card. Well, I mean, it's a big card, but it's not probably not even a top 20 card in the release. One thing that I saw pulled yesterday during a break that generated some mini questions this week. Topps is collaborating with some fans of various teams, myself included for the Cubs, where they give us images of an upcoming card in a release. And we can share it if we like. And I do. So this week was, they sent me an image of Zahir Hope, first Bowman Chrome Auto, blue of 150, but it's 1 of 150. And many of the 1 of 150s in Bowman will have my first Bowman inscriptions. So I tweeted that out. I didn't even think when they first sent me the image, I'm like, I don't remember seeing Zahir Hope on the checklist. And then it was brought to my attention. He's not on the checklist. I'm like, oh, let me go check. I checked. Sure enough. I'm like, well, that's interesting. Maybe they crossed their wires and sent me a Bowman Chrome image. So I saw people mention it on the blowout forums. It was on Twitter. And guess what? That card was pulled in a break yesterday. I don't know which breaker pulled it, but somebody tweeted it out. My first Bowman auto of Zahir Hope was pulled in a break. So a lot of big cards are being pulled. And something that when I was ripping my hobby boxes yesterday, and I don't pay close attention to case hits and super short prints and stuff like that. But I was under the impression, and this is just me not paying attention, that Rising Infernos were like case hits, and I think it was just Rising Inferno. And I think they fall 1 a box. I think Rising Infernos are 1 per box because I think I pulled 3. So the first one I pulled was Walker Jenkins. I'm like, oh, this is a monster. And I looked it up, and it's like a $30 card. I'm like, oh. Oh, it's not a case hit. I did pull a Gladiators of the Diamond. I think for my hobby boxes, I think I did pretty well because I did pull a Gladiators of the Diamond, which are not going for as much as what I was hoping. I pulled the Spencer Jones, and then I pulled the Jason Dominguez Bowman anime, which is one in every 2.5 cases. So I think Gladiators of the Diamond are a case hit, and animes are about 1 in 2.5 cases. So in that regard, I did pretty well. My autos, not so much. My 3 autos were my first. I was so pissed. My first hobby box, garbage. The auto I pull, fucking Anthony Skull. God damn it! I was pissed. I was legitimately pissed when I pulled that auto. Are you fucking kidding me? Because his base auto is like, I've dropped it to $20 and it still won't sell. So it's probably a $20 refractor auto. I'm like, oh my God, this is my hit. This is my auto. I was pissed. And then I pulled the Walker Jenkins. I'm like, oh, redemption. Not actually a redemption, but my box has been redeemed by this Walker Jenkins. No, but it'll still probably sell for higher than the Skull rookie card or auto card. Yeah, so the Dominguez paid for the box. Chad said opened 5 blasters yesterday, got 2 autos and 4 numbered cards. 1 of 1 Jason Dominguez printing plate. Ho! How about that? I think everybody in here so far has had better results with blasters. Max in the house. Bowman doesn't die, LOL. It's the same old argument every year. There's hundreds of the same guys auto yet to pull. And I love it. I love Bowman week. It's Bowman week. Brian Wolf, what's up? Last night I hit a Shota Imanaga auto of 99 out of the Road to Opening Day packs. Very nice. You'll get a bag for that. Man, his stuff is on fire right now. His stuff is so hot right now. How hot is it? His stuff's so hot that I'm considering selling my kanji auto that I got in person at spring training. And that's something I don't do. I do not do that. But I'm considering it. My buddy Ethan Roberts gave me the card. And I told him, he's like, dude, you got to sell that, man. And I'm like, no, you gave me the card. He's like, I'll give you another one. Sell it. Get your money. Like, you're tempting me. By the way, speaking of Ethan Roberts should be back in game action in Arizona, I think next week. So looking forward to that, and hopefully he'll be back in game action, reporting to AAA in the next couple weeks. So it's been a long road to recovery for my guy. Low Roller says, are you planning to go yard sales or garage sales to buy sports cards again? You will find a lot of great deals. No, you know what? I'm not a big garage sale guy. Actually, our neighborhood had garage sale weekend this past Saturday. I didn't even go. Neighbor across the street had a garage sale, and I kind of looked to just kind of see. When I drive by, I kind of peer just to see if I can catch a glimpse of sports stuff. But I'm not a big garage sailor. Anthony, good morning. Can you go over how you found Goodwill pallets in your area? I cannot share my secrets. I can tell you, I don't know where you're at, but in Minnesota, and I think it ended already, but here's why I don't share my secrets, because there aren't that many Goodwill pallets out there. And if I tell you how to get them, word will get around, and then I won't get Goodwill pallets anymore. And it's a good part of my business. So I can't share details on that. But if you go to shopgoodwill.com, sometimes they do pop up. I know Phoenix has had pallets. I know Minnesota has pallets. Minnesota has them regularly. In fact, they just had one. I think it was a buy it now. You can just buy it. Nobody was buying it. So go to shopgoodwill.com. Let's see. Flawed Thinker says, I'm just saying that this year seems a little different. Seems that the bigger supers are getting pulled way earlier than the past. But of course, a no-name current player can break out and be chased late. Philly Joe was curious about the years. You are welcome. Johnny M says, good morning. Took a beating on 10 blasters of Bowman. Okay, we've got our first dud blaster break. No autos, 4 numbered cards of no one. Sold 5 Trout base so far. And I mean, you're kind of listing backwards. You got to list the prospects first. The 5 Trouts, the hell? I'd get here's my strategy when I'm ripping Bowman in particular. I start out with the hits. So you didn't have any autos. So any color, I'm listing color and autos first. Then I'm listing inserts. I'll tell you the top prospects inserts, boom, they fly off the shelf. Blaster's way better for inserts also. So Bowman top prospects inserts, the power up, all the inserts. Then I go to the chrome. I list the chrome and I list everything. If you're going to cherry pick what you're going to list and you don't want to list a Marcelo Meyer paper card, list the first Bowmans first chromes. And if you get Walker Jenkins, Brock Wilken, Aiden Miller, Arjun Namala, George Lombard, who am I missing? Dylan Cruz, get those guys up. Then go to your paper firsts. And then last, go to your paper vets. So even on duds, you should do okay on blaster. If you get them, I mean, you've obviously already got them. So if you get everything listed, you should still do okay. Right now, I've already noticed though, like as I was listing last night, I got my blasters on Monday. Walker Jenkins, for example, I hit 5 of them in my blasters. Those were going for $750 a piece on Monday. Last night I'm listing, I'm just checking to make sure because we're already on the downward slide. It's like, oh, I've got to list these for 5 now. So it falls fast. You got to rip and flip and get those up there immediately. Low Roller's got a new video this week. I got KFC food hack video. How do you get KFC for $2 combo in a tough economy? Oh, little pivot by Low Roller Scratcher. Crypto's down. We got to find new ways to save some money. Low Roller says you auctioned baseball autographs. I did. Went for $292. I was surprised. Harlan, good morning. Jody's in the house. Flawed Thinker says the Namala non-auto and Walker Jenkins auto supers have been, geez. So there have been some big ones. So the Dylan Cruz non-auto super, the Arjun Namala non-auto, and the Walker Jenkins auto super have all been pulled. Holy shit. Because those are the 3 biggest, names. Max says, not different at all. Tons is opened and posted about the first week. Plenty left. Couple supers doesn't even move the needle. Gladiators, not that rare. And I think I did know. So are they case hits or not? I did notice. I think there was only one other. When I listed last night, there was only one other Spencer Jones Gladiators of the Diamond. It was listed for like 150. So I listed mine for 100 because I think one sold for like 85. So I'm like, I'm just going to go 100, see where we go. Johnny says I should have stuck to WWE Chronicles. Kicked ass on them. Zach says when you pull an auto of a player you don't think will bring ROI, you should just reach out to the player, offer it to him, and then use it for publicity to your store. More value than sale. That's actually a good idea. Cooter, good morning. Mr. Archer, good morning. I wonder if Mr. Anthony Skull, I wonder if he's on Twitter. Anthony Skull. Here I am. Pissed off that I pulled his autos. Anthony Skull. Doesn't look like he has a Twitter. Maybe he's on Insta. Michael, what's going on? Bought a couple blasters and have seen steady sales all yesterday and this morning. Thanks for the push to buy a couple blasters. Hey, you are welcome. You know, today's Thursday, isn't it? So I think I think the Walmarts in our area get stocked. So I actually have to drive by one of them to pick up my Goodwill pallet. So maybe I'll stop and see if there's any more blasters in store. Zach says, if Ethan went the mushroom coffee route, he would have been back from Tommy John in 2 weeks. Well, I should. If only we would have known. Let's see. Low Roller says, you need to ask the person in yard sales if they have sports cards. Red Light 34, good morning. Jamie's here. I love the roller coaster of emotions that I go through opening products. At first, I have extremely low expectations for anything big being pulled. Jamie, I have the exact same emotions as I'm ripping. Then eventually you get upset. Yes. I'm like, I get my hobby boxes because always in the back of your mind, there's like, what if there's a super? But you know it's not going to happen. It's a very slim chance it's going to happen. So you resign yourself to, I'm probably going to pull an Anthony Skull auto that's not worth $20, and I paid $260 for this hobby box. And then you start ripping, and you pull the Anthony Skull, but it's a refractor, and you're pissed. Even though you were expecting to pull garbage. Red Light 34. Hit the like button. Thank you. Low Roller says, you're getting a big hit in your baseball cards. It's conspiracy. They send you loaded boxes. No, they don't. I tell you what, the Brock Wilken auto that sold for $292 came from Walmart. And I can tell you that Walmart's not loading boxes. T206 Kid says, card shop here in Louisville pulled a Superfractor Max Clark auto and a Pete Rose Super auto. Holy shit. My goodness. So there is a lot of supers being pulled. My God. Jamie says, I've got to imagine that these big cards being pulled already isn't something new. Social media just puts it under the microscope. I think there's a little bit to that as well. It's release week. All eyes are on Bowman this week. You know, in 2 weeks, all eyes are not on Bowman anymore. And supers are going to be pulled. And it's like, oh, the Arjun Namala super got pulled. Big whoop. John says, check your mailboxes today, Cooter and Zach. Oh, presents for Cooter and Zach. Is the checklist on Cardi the Pro? It is. I was happy to see the checklist was on Monday when I was listing from my blaster boxes. John goes through the same emotions with Pornhub. Zach says, Kaczynski. Thanks, John, you sneaky SOB. Kyle says, the chat is much funnier when John is here. I agree. Low Roller says, some states require to give your driver's license to access Pornhub now. Can you still access Pornhub in your state? Max says, Jamie gets it. John Myers, do you sell on Whatnot? I do not. I think you would do very well. Yeah, I think Whatnot would probably be, I do think that that's going to be one of the main platforms of the future. Maybe it's not Whatnot, but it's going to be that type of, you know, whether it's eBay Live or Fanatics Live. I think that's kind of the wave of the future. So I am preparing myself for taking some type of leap eventually. You know, I've done YouTube live sales. Whatnot is just, I'm not sold on it. I'm dedicated to eBay right now. I've got more sales than I can handle, but I've got a lot of bulk. And I do need to have another sale for my bulk. Max says, need to open hobby products by the case if worried about ROA. I completely agree. Low Roller says, I have to use a VPN to access Pornhub. There you go. Unicorn Cupcake says Texas is one. I wonder what Low Roller Scratcher searches for in the Pornhub. Is he a MILF guy? VPN says, VPN lets me change states and countries like I change underwear. Bo has a big enough following to succeed on Whatnot. Problem is ensuring you have higher valued stock. And that is because a lot of my stuff is, I mean, I have a good amount of, I mean, depends on what's high value. Is it $5 and up? Is it $20 and up? Is it $100 and up? Let's see, Max says so rarely. 99-cent card, don't do well on Whatnot. Not sure what the sweet spot is, but I imagine $4.99. And I have a glut of that stuff. Like I have, I mean, I've got Anthony Edwards cards that I got to get listed because he's having quite the playoffs. I've got oodles and oodles of autographs still. It's just, I've got to, do I have enough to sustain? I'd have to, obviously you have to keep buying, but I don't know if it's something that, not yet. I'm not completely dismissing me selling on Whatnot, but at least in the near term, I won't be. At least once a week max, and that's only if I bet on the wrong fart. Cooter says, nothing better than seeing a 70s card show logo sticking out of the mailbox. So Bowman this week had 10 blasters. I had 10 blasters on Monday, ripped and flipped. I got lucky. I did, out of 10 blasters, I did pull 2 autos. So my blasters were I think 315, 5.5 sales tax. So yeah, 315, I think. So $315, which is the equivalent to like 1.3 hobby boxes. Overall, and here's is hobby or retail better? And I've said this since 2018. Blasters are the way to go for Bowman. Hobby is a gamble. You have a much higher ceiling with hobby boxes. You have a much higher floor with retail. And I am a floor guy, not a ceiling guy. That's not a Pornhub reference. I got lucky in my blaster boxes pulling one of the autos that I did pull. One of the autos still hasn't sold yet. Say 8 blaster boxes equals 1 hobby box. Say I opened 8 blaster boxes and that Brock Wilken auto wasn't in the 8 that I ripped. Now all of a sudden it's a much different story. But that's how it goes. So my 10 blasters, and my 3 hobby boxes, basically, I'm trying to think of how it all came about. I think my box 1, my blasters were way better than box 1, hobby box 1. Box 2 was a little better for hobby, but I think the blasters were still better. Box 3, the hobby was way better. Hobby box was significantly better than the 10 blast. Well, significantly maybe not, because the Wilken and the Dominguez cross each other out, but the other stuff that was in there. So yeah, I would say blasters are the way to go. You get, so in what's the I don't have any of the hobby boxes. What's the count on a, is it 200? I don't even think it's, I think it might be 220 or 200. 2024 Bowman. 2024 Bowman. All right. What's the hobby box breakdown? See, I used to just know they used to be 240. 24 packs, 10 cards a pack, but they change it. Okay, here we go. Is this it? No, these are just product. I want box breakdowns. This is just a sell sheet. Oh, wait, here we go. 24. Oh, it is 240. 24 packs, 10 cards. Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was still 240. So 240 in a hobby box. 8 blasters. is roughly the equivalent to the cost of a hobby box, and there's 72 in a blaster. That's 576 cards. So you get significantly more cards. So your breakdown 240 divided by 576. You're paying about 42 cents a card in blasters for 8 blasters. And you're paying $1.08 per card out of hobby boxes. So the floor is much higher in a blaster, but you're not guaranteed an auto in your blasters, although they do fall, I think, 1 out of every 6 boxes, I think, are the odds. But in a hobby box, you're guaranteed 1, but it might be Anthony Skull that doesn't sell for $20. It's like, oh shit, now I'm screwed. So your hobby boxes could be a better buy, but it's a gamble. On the floor, you get a lot more cards, and if you're a volume seller, now if you're not a volume seller, maybe Bowman's probably not for you, because you're either, if you're not a volume seller and you're not a gambler, if you fall somewhere in between or not at all, I would not suggest Bowman. You've got to it's like the bison. It's like the Native Americans and the bison. They're using every single part of that bison. That's what you got to do with Bowman. Really, any product. If you really want ROI on products, you've got to get it early or on release day, and you've got to sell every damn card, with the exception of the Cubs. Although I did list some Cubs, my duplicates. So there are some Cubs in my eBay store. Let's flash my eBay store. 2024 Bowman. A lot of the hits are in my store. 99centcards.com. Buy 7 or more at regular price. Save 25% off at checkout. So some of those hits, you want a deal, you can buy 6 99-cent cards in a big card and save 25%. Dan says, I haven't thrown. This is like my favorite hat. I love this hat. Why would I throw this hat out? It's not even dirty. Come on, Dan. It's not even dirty. Maybe a little bit. There might be a little sweat up there on the bill. Not even a fucking dirty hat. It's supposed to be this color. Where are we at? Let's go into some chats. We got to go way up here. Let's see. Unicorn Cupcake says, search is probably minus girl. Gets stuck trying to pick up Bitcoin she dropped under the washing machine. Low Roller wants to know if Whatnot offered you a lot of money. Did Whatnot offer you a lot of money to promote it on your channel? No. Silver Horse 32. Where do you get LOL of your cards? Do you pull them? Where do you get your cards? Oh, it depends. I buy Bowman. I bought blasters from Walmart.com. Bought hobby boxes from Tops.com. I'm picking up a pallet today. I buy collections. I buy bulk from Facebook Marketplace, from card shows, a little bit of everywhere. I cherry pick bargain boxes. Porter says, George rips a wet fart, then sadly mutters, uh-oh, case hit. Let's see. Max says, I like that one too. YouTube ate my suggestion, or Bo skipped mine. What was your suggestion? This is the last one I saw. And then that was the previous one. Let's see. LOL, he says. John says, I would imagine if there were a tried and true formula, everyone would follow it. Whatnot is a great place to buy, not sell. Seems like each room is limited in people and competitors. Wet farts are the only blasters that matter. John says, if you are doing college level statistics, math to influence what and how you are buying ball cards, then maybe it just isn't a hobby anymore. It's not. Not for me. Not for me. It's certainly not a hobby. Mikey says, did you see the auto I pulled last night? I think so. Max says, Jamie, if you have, oh yeah, I did, because you sent your mom out to buy some blasters. Max says, if you have a big enough following on Whatnot, it's the best place to sell, bar none, even better than shows. I've heard a lot of people say that about Whatnot. Terry, what's up? Good morning. Low Roller says, Whatnot is good for giveaway goblins like me. A person love free stuff. Giveaway goblins. I don't know if I've ever heard that term. I like that. We always called them prize pigs in my radio days. You had the same prize pigs calling for every giveaway. Giveaway goblins. I like that. John says, George, if you were trying to arouse, please understand I took a bullet out of the chamber before tuning into the show. George says, was watching a Korean show on Netflix the other day, and the dude ripped a wet one stuck in an elevator with a woman, and she called him on it. Nice. Let's see. That is actually a good idea. Said, like my ideas are few and far between. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Thanks for once. What is an Anthony skull? Is that anything like a zombie mask or a rusty trombone? Nope. He's just a Angels ball player that doesn't sell. Let's see. Good morning, Stook. George says, John setting them North Korean subs sailing the tunnels of Philly. Kyle says, as a collector, I like buying cards that aren't new. There's less volatility. Oh, a lot less volatility. John says, I actually want to go to North Korea. Got to be nicer than North Philly. O's hat. What's your eBay name? 1 million Cubs. Easy to remember. 99centcards.com gets you there. Let's see. You can sell your now obsolete lawnmower on Whatnot. Monot. There you go. Got an obsolete lawnmower. It's kind of sad when you say it like that. Like, oh. Victor, what's going on? Victor's in the house. How about those cards that mimic 1955 Bowman with players looking like anime characters? Pull any, have any for sale. I'll be right back. I did, in fact, pull. Here's the Jason Dominguez. These are really cool cards. And I'm also a sucker for 55 Bowman design. So I listed it. I pulled it. I listed it. I had 6 offers come in by this morning. Highest of the offers was $299. And that's the one I took. So $300. Some of the other, here's what an Anthony skull is. Refractor auto, Angels, wet fart. Let's see. These are the Rising Infernos inserts. These are pretty cool. I think these fall 1 per box. Jordan Lawler. Here's the Walker Jenkins Rising Infernos. These are in my eBay store, 99centcards.com. Here is, I pulled the Aqua Mason Wynn Rising Inferno, numbered at 125. Oh, and I pulled a 4th, Aiden Miller. And the other inserts that are really cool, Gladiators of the Diamond, Spencer Jones. All of those in my eBay store, 99centcards.com. Link also in the description to this video. Let's see. Where are we at? John says, Silver Horse, laughing mid-type. That's next level psycho shit. Bitcoin, trannies. Porter says, I've never been able to keep the Whatnot app open for longer than 2 minutes. I just feel dirty immediately after entering a room. Johnny M, I'm shocked at the amount of $1.80 singles I see sell on Whatnot. Really? That's interesting. Mikey is door dashing cards via mom. Mikey working on a different level than the rest of you. That is true. Max says, I'm the same way. Same with most breakers, too. They're either way too loud or get excited about a $5 card. I have only watched I watched Mikey's Whatnot stream. I've watched Chasing Cardboard a couple times. And I watched Ethan had one of his buddies does a live stream that he was on, and I watched that. And I think those are the only Whatnot streams that I've tuned in for. Plenty of Whatnot sellers in Pokemon Sphere get 20 to 30% over market. Holy moly. George says, I need to start watching Lucky Scoop videos again. That's quality entertainment. 55 Bowman making a comeback, never got the proper cred. It is completely underrated. A lot of people don't like it. I love the design. I love that design. Zach says, full transparency, Porter stopped in and said, what hat is Bo wearing? I said, he doesn't even know. It's Brussels, like the city. Brian's in the house. What's going on? Mikey says, Walmart has blasters for $34.95 in store. John says, wow, I hope Anthony Skull has started writing his induction speak or his ZipRecruiter profile. Latter, most likely. I wonder what there's a lot of slander on Anthony Skull this morning. Let's just see how he's faring in baseball right now. Anthony Skull, 97 at bats. He's from Cuba, playing for the Inland Empire 66ers. He's hitting 247, which isn't too bad. He has a home run, 97 at bats, home run, 8 RBI. He's slashing 247, 302, 330. Last year he was in the ACL. That's Arizona Complex League. Not something to do with your knee. Let's see. He hit 300 last year in the ACL. So he's not terrible. He's not terrible yet in single A. Anthony going to scold you with a bat for talking shit about his card value. Going to go full Negan on you. I know. Hopefully Mr. Skull is not watching the program this morning. Bo's wearing his lawn mowing hat. This is actually, I do wear this for my card show setup a lot. Wish the animes were regular inserts. Awesome cards. I kind of like them as rare. I think the rarity lends to them being more awesome. Like the spotlights. The spotlights are super awesome, but when they were regular inserts, they kind of lose their luster. They're not as rare. If your last name is Skull, you should go by Tony Skull and not Anthony Skull. Then work at 95.5 New Rock in Peoria, Illinois for $27K a year. Health, no dental. Max says, so then you actually probably haven't watched a regular Whatnot stream. Max says 55 Bowman, 62 tops, 87 tops are some of Top's best work. Boom, I agree. The best deal sports cards in estate and storage units category, since the seller doesn't know about sports cards. Slander. Love it. 247, not that's actually, no, that's not too bad. Have you ever looked at minor league batting averages? Oof. Not good. The best deal sport, we just said that. Whatnot feels like chatterbait. Don't Google that, Mikey. I live about 5 miles from the Inland Empire 66ers Stadium. Never heard of Anthony Skull. Do you go to games? I live 5 miles, probably more than that, from the stadium for the Madison Mallards, and I don't know anybody who plays for the Madison Mallards. But I don't think anybody does outside of their parents. Can I get a lucky scoop on chatterbait? The sex bots are going to come in with all this Pornhub talk. Same card, regardless of value. LOL, Zach. Dan says, can I sell my Korean Pokemon on Whatnot? Is Whatnot available in Korea? Can you sell in Korea? Is there a Korean Whatnot? I love a well-constructed bit. Zach just delivered a perfect one. Is what not available in Kim Jong-un country? Wait. That's North Korea. Dan says I should try moving to South Korea. There you go. I'm currently listing a ton of Bowman from last night. There you go. I'm going to be shipping. I've got some paper that I'll be listing from Bowman as well. In fact, I don't need some of this stuff might just go in my quarter and dollar boxes. We'll split. We'll see. Some of these might just go in the quarter boxes. Oh, I got a Walker Jenkins. I got to list that one. Oh, there's a Chrome. Oh, there's some good stuff that I need to get listed. Maybe I'll do a batch real quick. Wrap up the chat. John says, if you live near the 66ers stadium, then there's a good chance Anthony Skull may be your next Uber driver. Zucchini eggplant water sploosh emoji. Let's just see how the Inland Empire 66ers are. Let's see how Anthony Skull fares against his teammates. Inland Empire 66ers. And they've got a San Manuel Stadium presents King of the Cage comeback. Looks like some Edson Gomez, Richie Palomino, Irvin Zayala, Ronald LeBreton, Troy Rawlings, and Victor Snyder. I think Troy Rawlings is the white dude on here, and he looks trailer park tough. That's a dude you don't want to fuck with. Troy Rawlings. I bet he's going to win. He's got crazy in his eyes. That motherfucker can fight. Stats. You don't fuck with trailer park crazy. Average. Inland Empire. Where's Anthony Skull with his teammates? He is 6th on the team in batting average. Sonny D. Chiara, who has some Bowmans, I think, from last year. He's hitting 278. He leads the team in batting average. Juan Flores, the catcher, hitting 273. Randy DeJesus hitting 271. Kevin Castillo hitting 261. Johan Macias hitting 256. And then our guy, Anthony Skull, out in center field, hitting 247. There you go. Your Inland Empire 66ers. Who had Inland Empire 66ers statistics talk on Hobby Evolution? I sure did. Bitcoin down this week. Dan says, just purchased some cheap clear acrylic step shelves at Daiso. Inland Empire owned by a PE. They own 33 teams, the Clear Channel of Sports. Oh, wow. Unicorn Cupcake says, everyone in chat should TTM Anthony Skull, and maybe the influx of popularity will jumpstart his career and bring up our prices. Everybody wants to know who Anthony Skull is, and they'll buy his autograph out of my eBay store. I've got 2 of them. I've got the base and the refractor. A lot of Anthony Skull talk this morning. Anthony Skull, by the way, it's not spelled like a skull. It's misspelled. SCULL. Let's find out more about Anthony Skull. You're gonna leave this show today knowing more about Anthony Skull than you ever cared to know. He's 6 foot 165. He's a lefty. He was born in 2004. He's 20 years old, just a kid out of Havana, Cuba. He was signed by the Angels out of Cuba as a free agent in 2021. He's currently the number 30 Angels prospect, according to MLB Pipeline. He stole 10. He went 10 for 11 on steals last year in the Complex League. And he opened the season with a 12-game hitting streak. Anthony Skull hit 347 in June. Here's his breakdown. Little scouting report on Anthony Skull. Fast twitch teenager with exciting potential. Sounds like his autograph should be worth more. Makes consistent hard contact, flashing some over-the-fence pop. He's an intelligent base runner who picks his spots to go. And he's comfortable in all 3 outfield positions. That's good. He's got some versatility out defensively. Up close, Anthony Skull bounced back marvelously from injury that sidelined him for much of 2022. He was nearly 2 years younger than the average Arizona Complex League player in 2022. Anthony Skull, ladies and gentlemen, get them while they're hot in my eBay store. Anthony Skull. Middle name is Bruno. I could use some step shells for my camera. Cuban players are good. All they do is play baseball. There you go. Anthony Skull. He's gonna be good. Bruno Skull would have been the play. Not sure why he didn't capitalize on that. Orlando until they discover Xbox in the USA. George says when somebody has fast twitch, they need to be tested for amphetamines. Then they become jelly-brained gringos. Johnny's gearing up to do a whatnot show next week, hoping to move some low end. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. There you go. Good luck. All right. I got to go. I got to go do some shipping. Goodwill Pallet Day. Today's Thursday. So tomorrow we'll do a free-for-all. Tomorrow we will play Name That Player. I'll maybe show off some of my hits from the Goodwill palette. And that's what we'll do tomorrow. So if you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, visit my eBay store, read Mikey's comment. He says basically Walmart is charging $5 more in store than they were online. I was actually surprised they were only $30 online. I was expecting $35. So John says last time I mowed, my low end got crabs, but hit the like button, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, visit my eBay store, buy an Anthony Skull autograph. Dan's not going to be here tomorrow. Another Zippo for him. Buy some cards. Come out and see me on Saturday. I'll be in Loves Park, Illinois, right next to Rockford for the Midwest or for the Premier Card Shows Indoor Sports Center card show. Great venue. It's going to be, I think, 200 tables this Saturday. So come out. It'll be a good time. I'll have some good cards. Come out and see me. Buy some cards. All right. That's all. I'm going to make me some mushroom coffee. Have a great Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow morning.